Hey everybody, welcome in. The roads are deserted. Lockdown day number 5, and I have had some requests that it's not normal for me to be out here, and usually for me to be out here doing videos out here, but because of the circumstances now around the world and these lockdowns with all these main streets dead quiet, is part of the reason why this is my only time to get out now, with having my 2 kids at home all day constantly. So with that, this is my time to be doing this. Yeah, sure. And I'm not the only one either. So one interesting thing, like, these roads are dead quiet, and these are like main roads that would normally be super busy, and this is crazy. The only people that are out will be occasionally some people getting out for exercise. Like, it just feels nuts to be walking around like this in the middle of these main roads. So I'd love to hear how you guys are going through these periods. Are you guys all in lockdown as well? I'd love to hear from you. But getting to the point, today's video, there is one other thing I have been asked to do, and that is, even though it's not normal for me to be out here walking the dogs and doing my videos out here, it's now probably going to be the normal thing for the next month or so, because that's how long this lockdown is going to be on for. So I've been asked, I haven't even shown who the ones I'm walking are, so this is them. So we've got here Kai. Hello, mister. So this is Kai. He is we picked him up from the pound 8 years ago now. Coming up 10 years ago, I think. Yeah, 10 years, 9 years it's been. So we picked him up from the pound. They said he was a French Mastiff, but he looks a whole lot more like a pit bull. But he is the greatest family dog that we've ever had. Well, he is the greatest family dog. And this one here, Stella. This is Stella. She is like a pitch black lab cross Neapolitan Mastiff, and she's got like her mum had like a super saggy neck, which she does have her too. It's kept up by her collar, but she is great, friendly, loves. She's like an attention whore. She's like, oh, pet me, oh yes. So that's what I'm doing out here, and because, as I mentioned, because of all the lockdown situation and these dead empty main roads, me having the kids all day long, stay home dad, SHD, that's what the channel is named about. So they're all home with me. I'm busy with them all through the day. So that's a little bit about me. Anyway, now to the video. We are going to be talking about the exchange, and I need to do a new update on what the exchanges are, what is best from each exchange, because it seems every update or so there've been changes to this recently. So the current one, I'd say the current one would be in place for the next foreseeable future. I don't think they will look to be changing it. I'm quite happy with it as at the moment, but in saying that, if you want to see what the exchanges used to be like, you can look through my old videos, and I do have other tips on the exchange. We've got one car on the main road. Must be someone emergency services. But anyway, let's jump into this. If you want to check out what the exchanges used to look like, go check out the old videos, but we're going to get to this now. The first exchange, the premium exchange, and as its name, it is a very premium. It is a very expensive exchange if you're looking at gem costs, and if you're wondering, should you ever buy anything from here? The answer is pretty much 98% no. And the only 2% that'll equate to is the super whales that they have so much gems flowing out of everything that they don't care and they just want to buy whatever they want to see. If they want something, I want to buy it. That is the only people that this exchange applies to. Just for the things that share things that things cost. So if you look at Shan Yu tokens there, he is an exclusive character, he is available elsewhere. Same with Baloo and the Horn King. So they, for their tokens, they are more expensive than say Ariel. Now the price for say Ariel and Sully, 150 gems for 3. If you're looking at 50 gems per token, in the long run is not too bad, but I'd say if you can farm them, why would you want to spend your gems on them just like that? I'd rather spend my gems farming them, get their tokens as well as the other resources you get from farming them. And that's just my little sense about the way they farm. And if you look at the current shop at the moment for event shops, if you were to give this as an example, so Shan Yu, what was it, 3 tokens for 450 gems? Why would you spend 450 gems on 3 tokens when you have the packs that potentially come available, the 1,500 packs for 10 to an X amount more tokens? It just seems a bit strange. So you get, the most likely you're going to be getting is 12. So 12, that's, if you want to do that at the price of the premium exchange, that equates to say 3 gems, you'll be getting 6 for 900 gems, and then you'll be getting 9 for 1,350 gems. So just under this, and you're only getting 9. You're only getting 9 tokens for just under that. So would you rather get that, or would you rather try this out, pretty much be guaranteed like 12, 14 or 16? So you're pretty much guaranteed more than that, or potentially higher, and then a low chance of getting lower, but you've always got a chance of getting more. So that's why I don't think any of those premium exchanges is worth it, unless you're a super whale and you see it, I want it, these other deals aren't available, I want to get it now. That's pretty much the only thing it is relative to. So let's jump back into the premium exchange. So that's my little analysis for all of that. Everybody else, I'd say farm who you can farm, and hopefully that helps. So Ariel, Sully, they're cheaper because they're start characters, and everybody else is the 450. So I would say farm who you can farm. Now as it comes down to gems, 1,400 gems for 50 of these, this row here, so the thorns or the spines or the lightning needles, all that kind of thing. So if, for those of you who don't know what gear tier those are, they're all gear tier 6. You need 50 of those for one, that's one part of the gear requirement that you need for getting one part of a piece of gear. And so you also need like 70 of these droplets plus more things. So if you're putting a gem price on that, the price for that is massive. And so yet again, I'd say you'll be far better spending all of those mountains of gems, spreading it out, farming it slowly, to get your way there. So there's pretty much nothing is really worth that unless you're a super whale and just having so much gems to splash out. But even then, I would say if you're a super whale, there are still better places to spend your gems. Anyone who's wanting to know about spending gems, I have a video on how to better spend your gems, or what you to best spend your gems on. Go and check those out, and I'd highly recommend you doing that instead of spending it in this shop. So let us move on and let's go to the gold exchange. Now, the gold exchange is super basic. I've recommended in the past that they need to add more tiers. In the previous past, in the old exchanges, if we go back and look at older videos, they had a whole lot more tiers of gear, but now they only have tier 1 and 2, and the prices I think are quite high for what you get. 2,500 for one basic moat, and then going up to 20k for 2 brooms, so 10k each broom, and then you need like 20 brooms, 20 to 30 brooms per gear upgrade at like what, tier 3. It gets very expensive very fast, so I would not recommend doing that unless you have a super excess of gold, but gold becomes short the higher level you get, so just remember that. Now, club exchange, you get this currency from when you join a club, when you get it from the club crawl and the club wars version, the club conquest, and all sorts of like all of the club activities. You can get these. So Bulu is an exclusive here, I believe. Yeah, Bulu and Sparrow are both exclusives here. Man, if you check out an old video, they used to have Bulu's tokens at I think like 20k tokens to get his like 20k worth of the club exchange currency to get his tokens, and whew, man, was that expensive. I'm just gonna walk straight through here. There's pretty much no need for traffic lights. There's no one on the road, so hey, this is like the main road coming into our city as well, so it's yet again crazy the things happening. Now, for the club exchange, these exclusives are decent. Balu is good. He's good, but he's not amazing. I still think he needs to be a whole lot better. So if you really want to get him, but I'd say Sparrow is probably one of the best oceanic characters in the game, and you'll need them for the tower challenges. So I'd say invest in him, but also club is now the best place to get all of these gear tiers. Now, the way I personally do this, I say the prices are good on all of these sharp needles, corals, droplets, all these types of things. There's a decent price for them, but what I say is on the bottom row here, the prices are dirt cheap on all of these ones. I would rather spend my currencies, getting the brooms, getting the strange fibers, loading up on all of these ones on the bottom first. Make sure you've got a good high supplies of all of these. Invest in those because you're going to get far more for your currency. Whereas if you're farming the gear, you're getting, for the same amount of energy, you'll get the similar amount of gear pieces from farming. So I would rather farm for the higher tier gear, like the droplets and the needles and corals and all those types of things. I farm for those ones with my energy, and then I come here and I purchase up the brooms, the extracts, and the strange fibers, because you get decent stacks of them for a very cheap price. So just keep that in mind. That's what I would recommend. Now, let's move to the tournament exchange. Now, tournament exchange is where you get the exclusive tokens for Hades, Shan Yu, Mordu, Merlin, and Horn King. I have videos on Hades, Shan Yu, Mordu, and Merlin. Hades, Shan Yu, and Mordu are definitely the top 3 characters in the game at the moment. So for your tournament exchange, I would definitely recommend spending on them. Choose who you really want. I'd say Shan Yu is still top character in the game at the moment and will be for the foreseeable future, although showing what new characters are coming out like. They look like they're getting stronger and stronger and better abilities, so you eventually will get outclassed, but for the time being, he is still the best. So check out those videos if you want to have a bit more detail onto how the characters are, how to use them before you make your decision. I would say invest only into the exclusives from this exchange, because they are worth it, rather than spending, say, rather than spending 6,000 on Ariel or Big Bad Wolf or any of these farmable characters, even though some of them can be good, like Dr. Facilla, and Dr. Facilla, they can be good characters and very good usable characters, but for the extra token and the slightly more cost, the exclusive characters are far better. So choose which ones you want to invest in, go for them. Check out the videos if you want to see a bit more about them. Now, tower exchange. If you look at my previous tower videos, you'll see that you unlock different spell packs the higher each tower you go through. So spell pack 5 is from when you beat the 5th tower, and it's got all the available spells in there currently. So you can get them all, they've got the same rate to dropping. So if you need spells, buy the spell packs. The reason being is at 1,700 you are going to be getting 5 spell tokens, whereas if for the 3,150 you're only going to be getting 3. So you can pretty much do 2 pulls at the spell packs, get 10 tokens for the price of 3. And yes, it is random, but you've got a higher chance of getting some, like, I'd say pretty much 50% of the spells are good. The other 50% are like meh at the moment, but is worth it. And I'd say only when you start getting below 50%, once you're like max 50% of the spells in there, or a bit over 50%, then it stops being worth buying the pack, and then just buy the ones you need only. That's what I would recommend. And then there's also the materials or the mats that you need for leveling up the spells in this exchange as well. And just for clarification, these are new to the update just before global. That's when they introduced all these mats for leveling up spells, and the spell increase, the cost to increase spells skyrocketed. Sorcerer's Exchange, currently you cannot get these Sorcerer Stones in the game at the moment, but they said they are going to look to reintroduce them and ways to get them. I do have videos previously about the events that they used to run for getting the stones, so if you're interested, go and check those out. I'm sure they'll be adjusting those and bringing back different versions to play. And that's how you get them. These stones pretty much increase stats. So this increases your crit chance or your crit power by 5%. These ones do recovery by 5%. This one does health by 5%. There's also one that does speed by 2% and crit chance by 2%. Is pretty much all the different stats have a stone for. So if you're interested, check those out. Now, the token exchange. When you get a max character, 7-star, the next time you get a token for that max character, it'll be converted to a question mark token, one of these tokens that you can see here. And this is going to be for the token exchange. So once you've maxed the character, then this becomes like the excess. You'll get 10 of these currency for every token of the character you would have got, the duplicate token, shall we say. So pretty much for every 10 dupes, you can buy one other character token, or for every 15 you can buy one Steamboat Mickey, which is the exclusive. And I would highly recommend, if you're getting anything from this exchange, go for Steamboat Mickey. He's going to be exclusive, he is going to be very rare to get, and if you're already maxing out characters, then just start spending them all on him, because you're going to eventually be able to farm the rest of them and get the rest of them that are available. So I would highly recommend Steamboat Mickey tokens, and video on him to come, so go look at my videos for that. If I have done it, if you're watching this and this is a new video, I haven't done it yet, but I will be. If you're watching this and this video's been out for a while, check back. Maybe I've already done a Steamboat Mickey video. I will be doing one. Now lastly, the VIP exchange. This is only available once for people who buy the VIP pass, and I'm just going to say the loyalty coin package for 180,000. It used to be worth it. Reason being is that the loyalty coins in the shop used to be guaranteed, I think 100 to 200k from the loyalty pack. So if we actually look at the loyalty chest here, this is what it unlocks, whereas now it's only 30 to 60. and you potentially can get gems and a chance a little bit of gear. Is it worth it anymore for 180,000 for a go at them? Do you think the few, I'd say if you're spending enough to get gems from the VIP pass, you probably don't need to be buying that, is what I'm going to say. So that will be my piece of advice for the VIP exchange. Now these are updated, I think, weekly. The VIP exchange, so it's not a couple of times a day like everything else. And I think they're slightly cheaper gem wise for the ultimate pack openings. The only ones that I would recommend buying will be the ones, the gold for character tokens for 225k gold for 3 tokens is, I'd say, pretty decent. So I would say if there's a character you want to go for that, maybe people might splash out and get 5 Hades tokens for the gems or Zerg. So for the exclusive characters like Hades, Jack Sparrow, and Davy Jones. So Davy Jones is only available from the Club Conquest rewards, and Zerg is an event exclusive at the moment. So those will be the ones that will be worth it and worth getting those for. If you're extremely short on the beta gamma runes, I'd say if you really want to get those, but I'd say they're not worth it. When you start leveling up, you'll out level it and you'll end up having a whole lot of them anyway. Like, as you can see, I do have a lot. So at very start of playing, it might be hard to get them, but once you've done a few weeks and months of the game, you'll end up having more than you need if you're only leveling up the characters that you need to use. As far as spell goes, that is a pretty cheap price for getting spell tokens. So, but since the tower currency is very limited at the moment, these could be a very easy way to max out your spells. So I potentially, if you're a super whale and you have excess of gems, this is not a bad way to use them. So use them here, and use them as, other than this, for a super well, use them as I mentioned in the gem video, events, energy, things like that. So hopefully that has helped you. Hopefully this helps a lot. And as far as the currency goes for investing into upgrading the spells, that can potentially be an idea as well. Now for the full gear pieces, you need about 6 of these different types for maxing your gear tier characters at gear tier 6, and some more complex ones. So for the complex cloths, it'll be potentially worth it because you need like 3 cloths to make 1 for some of them. So basic cloths, I'd say not worth it. Just go farm gems, spend the gems on energy, farm the gear pieces, get them like that. But hopefully for the exchange that has been useful for you, and we will see you on the next one. So stick around, let me know if this has been helpful, and we'll see you soon.